Hello, this is Brenda Thompson, and I am the host of Just Show Up, the podcast where we talk with real estate agents and our industry partners about journeys in real estate, the good, the bad, the things that we've had to overcome, and just how we have fun along the way. So we are glad to have Anuradha Gupta with us today, and Anu is going to tell us all about her journey. And we're excited to have you. Welcome, Anu.
Thank you. Thank you, Brenda. I'm so excited to be part of this podcast and can't wait to talk to you and share all what I have been through and really excited to be here today.
Great. We love it. So let's jump right in. Tell us a little bit about how long you've been in real estate, what brought you through this, and a little bit about your real estate journey.
I've been in real estate physically, or actually, when the people actually know, is 2.5 years. But in my mind, it was almost for 10 years. I was thinking about this.
Okay.
So, an actual real world, it's only 2.5 years. So, I come from IT background. I have done my engineering in India, computer engineering in India in 2002. I done IT industry for almost 21 years. I've been in IT for 21 years. And name a big company. I've worked with all A-level companies. I was with 7-Eleven, United Airlines, Indeed, Coles,
Big
Target.
names.
Yes, I've worked with so much, and I was a senior product manager before even jumping into this one. And also it was a big shift because I have prepared myself to be in IT. I mean, that's all I was aiming for. My parents were like, okay, you're doing engineering, you did this and all. So it was a big shift coming from that completely IT background to a real estate. It's a completely different market that I'm working on, and I think I'm following my passion. As a childhood growing up, you always tell like your passion is your hobby, right? I mean, I always thought, okay, I like this one. Maybe as a hobby, I'll do it sometimes. I never thought that I'll take it as a profession. And I think this is the best thing that happened to me.
I'm so glad to hear that. Also have to say that I'm glad that you are in real estate now or in the last, 5 years or so, because back when I first got my license, we were still using green DOS. And you
Oh,
know what I'm talking about when I say the green DOS screens. And it was painful from a technology standpoint for me. And I'm not nearly as technology advanced as you are, but it was painful for me. Our industry has done a great job of catching up to some degree within technology in the last, I don't know, decade maybe. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here anyway, but I'm glad you're here now instead of dealing with all the pains that we had back then.
no, that's true. I mean, technology has grown, and I'm lucky to have that technology background. So yes, it does help. I've seen some people, I mean, have to learn, which automatically comes to me. And so I feel blessed for that I've come with a technology background.
And project management too, because that I could see as a critical advantage for you when you're thinking about helping a client get from the idea of finding a home or selling a home all the way through the contract process, all the way through let's successfully get you to closing. So you're managing that like a project.
That's also true because I have learned in IT industry it's client first. So that's the mindset that we always keep it like it's your client. Work on you what your client needs are. So I think that mindset itself helped me to grow myself in this career. Like, okay, even though it was new, it was very different than what I was into. But yeah, the philosophy, the concept, the idea to work towards your client is a similar.
Good. So is there anything that was a surprise for you when you first got your license or first started rolling within real estate?
It is. I mean, I'll tell you, like, to be very honest, I wouldn't have started unless and until there's something that happened in my career. It wouldn't have happened. Sometimes we feel things happen for wrong reasons. So I'll be very honest. Like, as I said, I was start thinking for this from a long time, right? But I always thought that might be my passion. It could be my hobby. I mean, I learned myself. I mean, I did my computer engineering. Why will I leave my job? And I was getting a good pay scale job. I made myself to a senior product manager position. So I was managing multiple products, managing multiple teams. So I can't let it go just like one day and decide to move to something which I'm thinking it may work, right? So it was a hard decision, but I think sometimes things happen for a reason. So I was laid off from my company called Indeed. Like I was working there. It was a hard time for the company, issues and all. Like I mean, I was let go out of 20% people. I was one of that person. It took me a couple of days to come out of that cycle. Like, oh, I was
I
laid
bet.
off for like I mean I was working on a good salary. There's a fixed income. There's things and all. I mean, there's always a fear of getting into something new space, right? So I started applying for job. But before, I mean, I had this certification, or I got my license, real estate license, while I was in a job, but I never did anything for that. I mean, as I
Okay.
said, right, it was always like, okay, I'll just do as my, because it's my passion, I'll do as my hobby. So I never thought I'll take that as a profession. So even if I lost my job, I was applying for other jobs. While I was applying, I started researching little more on the real estate investments. I started getting more interested. I started reading more about it. I said, while I'm applying, why don't I take up one or two just clients and see how does it go for me, right? So, and again, there was not even a single day I thought I will take that as a profession. I like, okay, I'm doing it just for passion, just for my hobby. I'll just do it. It was a transforming for me working with first two or three clients. I can't believe it, how happy, how satisfying it was for me, Brenda. I internally never felt that happy with any of my job delivered that I have felt in real estate. I'll tell you,
I
like, I
love
mean,
that.
and honestly, I'm not making a single word. So going into that journey, like going with my clients, I mean, reading through them, like working through them, meeting the wife, meeting kids, meeting the family members, what they're looking for. It's a transformational journey for me. So I felt so connected. I feel so alive working through them. It was not just a job for me. I realized it. Oh my God, this is completely different. This is not a job for me. This is what I wanted to do. So I think that few moment of a break for me, it changed. Like, even though I have a job offer in my hand and I say, okay, now I'm taking a break, I can get the job anytime. I think I'm good in IT. I'm not bragging about it. I think I was in mentally in my head, I can get this job anytime. So let me give myself 6 months to 1 year. If I still feel the same, still feel the same passion, and that my passion doesn't die after 6 months, thinking that I'm okay, it was just a temporary thing and it looks good outside and it's different when you once you actually jump into it, right? Because I mean, you have to make money, you have to get into things and all, you have to learn. There will be a learning curve, right? It's completely different background. So I
It
said,
is.
okay, give me myself 6 months to 1 year, and there's no going back now. I don't think so.
I can only imagine that your clients feel that from you too. Like
I
they
believe so.
feel that excitement, that genuineness from you. You're probably not at the point yet where you have repeat clients that comes 4 or 5 years. They have to be in the house long enough to need to
Yes.
to come back to move again. But I am certain that you will feel that.
They refer to me, right? So I know
Good.
the way they come and refer to me, and when somebody calls me, this person has referred me, and they said you are the best, and I was like trying to go and check my names, like when did I met this person? Who are these persons who are referring me? I have no clue. I have no social media accounts on where I'm marketing myself. It was just word of mouth. This has been a very grateful year, but it's only for the people I served, and when they say it, it's just make me feel so good. I can't explain it, like how happy I'm when they come and refer me. It's not about the I'm getting a business, but it's more about I made a mark on that person, right? So that's what the person is talking about me. I think that feeling itself is very different. Like, I mean, when they come and say they said something good about you, I say, okay, I think I did my job.
It's funny because I've said for years, I know it sounds a little odd for me to say this, but we get to help people achieve the American dream. We are truly a part of helping them get either accomplish goals of selling properties or when they're buying, of finding a home that they will live in themselves. We actually get to be a part of that. And it's something that those of us who really are thrive upon that feeling and the feeling that we get to help someone else, it's huge. We're a part of something that very few people ever get to experience in their careers.
That's true. That's true.
Is there any challenge that you've come across? I know that that beginning stage was a challenge for sure. It was kind of like, do you want to jump off the cliff yourself to go into real estate or take the little nudge when life circumstances and jobs change? Has there been anything since you've been actively representing clients that has been a journey that you've kind of had to overcome or get through or help someone through?
They're couple. So the main thing is, like, I think the fear of jumping into something, because I got into IT with a degree. right? So that mindset of me, I should have something studied for 4 or 5 years. Did something really hard to get into my first job. I grew up in that, right? So 20 years I grew up in that space. I knew what exactly I'm doing. A certification doesn't, or license doesn't make me so smart and I can compete with these hundreds of realtors in the market who are doing so good. They're so smart, they're so knowledgeable, they know everything. I've come from a different country. I don't hang around with realtors. I don't know anybody who's actually doing this kind of business. So I come with a completely different mindset, with a completely different personality, right? And I was like, okay, this is not going to work. So I have to read more. I started doing a lot of certifications. I started reading a lot. I have to be ready to get into the market. I think that's where I think overdid myself to study. Like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I have to know so many things to be ready. And when I'm talking to somebody, I should know about things and all. I should deliver things and all. So I think that was the fear in my mind. That was the thing, like I have to be maybe ready for 5 years before even I jump into this one. I think that's one thing that I was struggling in myself. But
Hmm.
once I start taking and going into the market, I start talking to builders, contractors, the different homes. I just went down, talked to people and all. So there was this couple. I'll tell you the small story of that one. They were just looking for a house, right? So they gave me their budget and I had no clue, right? I mean, like, where exactly should I went into almost every new. They told me they need new, and they told me couple of cities. They don't know which city. You won't believe, in that 1 week before I have to show them the house, I went in that city, every neighborhood, the new construction is happening. Every builder, every constructions, finished everything in 1 week. I like, okay, I have to know before I take them. I have to know the pricing. I have to know what is better, what is pros and cons. I make the big Excel sheet before I meet them. So I gave them a 1 week later time because I want to be prepared. I don't want to be unknown. I don't want to tell them, okay, this area, this neighborhood, this. So I made a list of every neighborhood, every builder before I take them.
Wow.
Yes, just because, as I said, right, I had that fear, like I don't want to make a wrong decision for them. I don't want them to not know about something which I don't know. I don't want them to feel later like, oh, wish I would have known this. So
Hmm.
maybe that's one thing, that's a passion that, and they saw that, right? I mean, once I brought them to, like, I had done my homework, I showed them the houses.
Yes.
Then
You
what
had the
happened?
knowledge.
I had the knowledge. And when I in that
Hmm.
homework, I learned it. It's not just for them. I knew about the neighborhood now. I knew
Yes.
what construction is coming. I made that connection with those builders. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. I mean, I did it for them, but now I know the entire neighborhood. I know the builders. I know my next city. Like what I did in 1 week, I don't need a certification for that. I
No.
was out there, I was working, I was looking for the houses and all. I don't need a like a buyer's rep agreements, things to be signed. I mean, I did my certification, that's more than enough. So I think that cracked the deal for me in my head also. I can do it. This is the way it should be done. I need to know the market. I don't need any more certifications or degree to be out there, right? I mean, I have enough knowledge. I have to just drive down and go to the people requirements and work on it.
And you showed yourself. You can go
Mhm.
out there, you can meet with the builders, you can learn about the property, and all of a sudden you knew all of the knowledge you needed to know for that client. And here's what's available, here's where it is, here's what cities, here's the price range, here are the upgrades that come with this property or that property. You were able to answer the
I
questions
was
that
able
they
to
were
answer
going to
the
be
question.
asking of you. And like you said, that carries forward because it helps you with every client after that too. I can tell you 10 years from now, 20 years from now, when those neighborhoods are completely built out and the builders are no longer there because they built on every lot, you will still have that knowledge for that house that is then 10 years old or 15 years old and ready for resale again and again. You'll still
Mhm.
have the knowledge of
Yes,
who built it. It's fun when you get to do that because especially in our local DFW area, I watch, builders come in, build out an entire neighborhood, and then they move on north, south,
oh,
east, west, whichever. And years later, you'll still come back to one of those houses to sell it again and again. And you walk in and you go, I know this floor plan.
I know this
I know
neighborhood.
what room is up there. I know what room is that direction. I know what it came with. I know the bells and whistles of this property.
That's
And
awesome.
it's
I mean,
fun.
when do you
It's
mind
a
me
lot of
asking, like, how long looks like you have been in this industry for a long time?
24 years. I think I'm at
Oh,
24.
That's awesome. 24 years.
Yes, I have agents who are younger than my career in real estate is.
That's awesome. Lot to learn from you, Brenda.
It's a fun business. And I, work with, I still help the occasional client, but I work with all of my agents and help them with their transactions. And it's a lot of fun. So that same feeling that you get from helping clients, I also get from helping agents. And it's just, I don't know, it's a rewarding business all the way around.
That's true.
It's been a lot of fun. Where was that pivot where you felt like beyond just the builder? Because I saw that you felt that pivot with working with the builders. When did you feel like, okay, I'm here. This is where I'm staying?
I mean, it's all together. I mean, I've worked in multiple
Mhm.
transactions now, and also and over of like I think it's 2.5 years now.
Okay.
And every time I go out and meet people, I mean, it's a journey. I would not say in a particular situation or particular day that I felt like okay, it's there, right? So as any other jobs, any other things, you will have your own set of struggles in this one also,
Mhm.
right? You will have the day you feel like it's not working out as great as I thought of, right? And even if somebody calls me at 10 o'clock, I'm writing a contract at 10 o'clock. I have shown the house at 11 p.m. also, and I've showed house at 6 a.m. And not a single time I felt like, oh, I have to go there. Oh, I have to this. I think that feeling when I'm having every time I do this thing, I was like, okay, I have never felt this one. I am feeling that that's still the same passion which I'm feeling before even getting into this business, which passion that I was thinking I'll have it, I still have that one. So I think the day when that passion dies in me, I think that day will be a different change for me. And I think if I'm still feeling that same passion, I'm not worried about showing somebody house at 11 p.m. or 6 a.m. I think if I have that passion, I'll still continue in this. It is more important for me. And every time, and believe me, if I'm writing a 12 o'clock, also I'm writing a contract, I'm not even a single moment I feel like, oh, I have to do this. Oh, I'm so late. I'm so tired.
I love that. I love hearing your passion. It's terrific. It's terrific. So, is there anything that you feel like could help you escalate, like move, or what is your goal to move forward and continue forward, especially at the beginning of a year? Do you have a focus or a niche that you want to really hone in on?
The lot. I want to see my billboards.
There you go. Okay. Goal.
Yes, that's my goal. Like people see me at me. So I have one instance when somebody saw me in the grocery and said, "Oh, I think I know you. We met." I said, "I saw your signboard." I was like, "Okay." So that was just one small instance. I want people to see me like that and like, oh, we know this girl. So
To recognize you. Yes.
yes,
And
just
and that
like
your name is synonymous with the idea of real estate.
right. So couple of neighborhoods that I am in like selling or renting or doing buying and selling. So people from that neighborhoods, if I was just driving down, it's like, oh, we saw you. You were in the last lane. I said, last lane? Yeah, we saw your pictures, the billboard. So I like, okay. So this is the feeling that like, oh, people know me already. So I just want to extend that to the entire Dallas.
Okay. I love that. Okay, what do you think needs to have to get you to that level?
I'm not just doing this as a business. For me, it's so much about my passion, right? I mean, I'm telling you, like, I mean, I don't keep that bar myself. Like, I become their friends, I become their guardian. Like, I totally get myself involved into that. I'll tell you one more incident. Like, people always think that buying a house is always like a happy moment for everybody. Sometimes may not be. Sometimes selling a
Right.
house, buying a house, it may be people are getting divorced, people are separating, and there's an abusive relation. You never know. So there is a situations when you have to work with your clients to understand them. You have to make them feel better, right? They have to feel connected with you. So not just like running a numbers, running a business. I want them to feel like there is a person who actually knows me and can handle my situations things better. I want everybody to feel that one. So right when I
Mm.
am going out there, I want to have that great relationship with my clients. I don't want them to feel that this is just a business for me. I want them to feel as a family, like talk about it. I really want to work for them, with them, and get whatever they needed.
And you're right. Sometimes we are helping people with a not so fun or not so easy situation. Maybe they're moving. They didn't really think they were going to move. They weren't planning to move. Maybe they're not excited to make a move. Even if it's something for a new job and they're required to move, moving by itself is stressful. So being there and supportive and encouraging and listening to them to be able to say, we're going to help you achieve your goal, whatever that goal may be.
So this will be very funny. I had a situation when husband and wife seeing a house and they say the wife is like, I don't like it. And the husband's like, I really like it. And they looked at me, Anu, what do you think? I was like, okay, I'm not taking sides, guys. I said, this is good, but it's your preference, right? So I don't. And this happens to me so often. I was like, okay, guys, let's decide what our priorities are, and then we will come to a common goals and all, right? I'm not taking a sides like, okay, it's husband versus wife, kids versus grandma. I like, okay, let's just sit together and define what is important for us, rather than sitting in a house
Mhm.
and say, looking at me like, Anu, what do you think?
You're like, I don't get a vote here. I'm not the tiebreaker. But then because you've listened to them, you can point out, okay, it has this many bedrooms and you both wanted that. It has a yard or it has a pool or it has all these different things. It does not have this other
Yeah.
thing that you said you had to have, so you can help work them back
That's what
through with
that's what
their
like you
list.
decide our must-haves, must have priorities, right? I mean, you can expect a
Yes.
hundred things, but what is your highest priorities and all? And then we start like, okay, making the list and like, okay,
Yeah, I love that though, that they're ready for you to be the tiebreaker. Okay, so I know I mentioned that I would ask this one question. So, because the name of our podcast is Just Show Up, I always like to ask people, what's the one thing that must always show up for you or that you must always show up for? And it's something that, just grounds you, centers you, pushes you forward, whatever that may be, business or personal. What's the one thing?
I think one is a smile. Smile is so much important for me, and keeping my integrity. I think keeping my heart and intention at the right place. That's so much important for me. I want people to remember that she did it so much with honesty. She did it full fledged, and she did it with the right heart. I wasn't like people do my with me business again or not, but I want them to remember me as a good person. Like when I'm doing it, it comes out as like, okay, she did an awesome job. She did her 100% and all. So that's one thing that I want to be remembered with. As I said right in my earlier question, also, right, relationship is so much important for me. Making how people better about it, and also I want to keep my intentions and heart at the right place.
And you mentioned smile. And one, you have a beautiful smile. So I love seeing your smile. But then also, all of those things you just mentioned give you reason
Yeah,
to smile.
yeah.
So then the smile comes naturally as part of you having integrity and taking care of those clients. So it all fits together very well. That's terrific. So, is there any last thing that you would want to leave our audience with? Any last story or any wrap up encouragement that you would give for another new agent?
I think I'll just say don't worry too much. Just get into this space. This is an awesome thing. And even if there are hundreds of people doing hundred of different things, be yourself. Like if we all bring our own things and all right, we all have our own way of doing things. You don't have to follow, copy, or do anything like, and you don't have to be over prepared. Like I try to do it like on paper, studying, getting certifications, get your license, but just jump into it. But do it with full integrity and do it your like go out and meet people, do it with integrity, do it with full fledged, give it your heart, give it time. It might take some time to build up your, I should say, the relationship, the referrals, but it'll come through. It will definitely.
It is a business, and I think that's what people have to remember. So, it doesn't happen immediately. You are opening a business, you are launching a business, and it takes a little bit of time for you to build the foundation of it and then to build the actual business itself.
And that's true, right? Every day go out, meet people. You will learn something new. You'll get better. You will know how to deal with every time you make a contract. Now contract making, like first time I have to read each and every line. And now it's like I can write in my sleeps also, right? So it just because I've written so many contracts now. Like now I know section. When my broker used to call me, what is section number 2? What is section number? I like, oh, okay. But you
And
just
now you know.
no, I know. So, right. I mean, it's just like matter of time, and like you keep doing it, you don't have to worry about it. I mean, it's gonna work if you're doing it with the right intention.
I love it. Well, this has been a joy for me and a pleasure talking with you. I love hearing everything that you've done and that you are doing and know that you will continue
I know.
to help more and more clients throughout time too. So, with the right heart and the right spirit. So, I love it.
Thank you, Brenda, for giving this opportunity, and would love to go out for a coffee with you.
Thank you. Yes, we will do that for
Bye.
sure. This episode has been sponsored by Home Smart Stars. Agents, do you feel unseen, unheard? Maybe wish you had better commission? Maybe wish that you were welcomed and encouraged to show up, to just show up as you are and be your true, authentic self and have all the training and support and tools to help you thrive in your real estate career? If so, then you need to reach out to Home Smart Stars and make Home Smart Stars your home for real estate.